Hi, and welcome to the episode of Walleye Chronicles. This week, I have Mr. Shia Vang of Shia's Outdoors. He's a TikToker, Facebooker, YouTuber, and he's making videos that you're going to see soon. So follow his stuff and listen to this great conversation. How's it going today?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Wonderful. So I was able to meet you in person for the first time at the Swamp Donkey Open. I've also seen your videos, which are pretty awesome, and you, unlike a lot of people, you do everything. Like,
Yeah,
there's nothing that you don't make a video on.
I try to keep an open mind. If opportunities come, I try to take advantage of it for sure.
Right? So is it tough doing different videos for different sports or different things, for hunting to fishing to you do duck hunting, deer hunting, everything, man. It's nuts what you're making stuff on.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, definitely. If you guys watched recently, I kind of cut back on the hunting just because it's time to take a little bit of a break. But when it comes to fishing, it's kind of fun keeping it different. It does get a little boring when it's just you fishing and casting. So it's a nice change of pace when I get to go film other stuff.
Awesome. So let's get kind of start. Where'd you grow up?
Well, I'm born in Green Bay here, born and raised here, and I spent a couple years in Milwaukee for college, and I moved back to Green Bay where my family lives. So, yep.
So you grew up fishing, obviously in the river. So was it shore fishing as a kid? Kind of tell me about what your fishing as a kid was like for you up there.
Honestly, like growing up in Green Bay, you knew that the Fox River was terrible. It's so polluted in my childhood that we barely ever really fished it. I've actually fished more of like Duck Creek and areas like that as a little kid, but one of the main places I actually fished the most is High Cliff. I spent probably, like as growing up as a kid, during the summer, we didn't go on vacation ever. And my dad and my brother and us, we spent almost every single day out at High Cliff on those rock ledges, just casting from shore, chasing some white bass. And that's definitely some of the best memories I've ever had with my brothers and my dad. So it all started there.
Awesome. It's funny to me because High Cliff is such a you almost feel like you're going into a coastal area when you pull around the corner there and how it's all set up. It does not seem like you're on an inland lake in Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah, he's got that little hill, and you're driving through. It's like, oh man, you're like on the coast now or something.
Are you tired of the same old plastic patterns and colors? Well, check out lurelipstick.com. You will find the best hand painted infused plastics on the market. And the best part, they're made right here in Michigan. New for this year, the Pro Swimmer and Jerk Shad model to go along with the world famous Split Tail series. Lure Lipstick also has a wide variety of attractants in wax and liquids. And remember, they're the home of the famous perch jelly. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, Lure Lipstick. Get hit on. So, was it mostly just casting, bobbers, all the kind of fun stuff as a kid?
Honestly, the only thing we ever threw was three-way rig with a bell sinker to one line, and then about 4 to 5 feet to a yellow rooster tail. Those are money lure when we're fishing there. Yeah.
There you go. Um, so you guys made the trip down. I guess so. Tell me about the three way.
The three-way. Well, the thing is, like, as you know, we didn't have a boat growing up, and the hardest thing was actually just getting your lure out to the fish, and that was the key to catching the white bass. Sometimes, you're standing on shore, and you can see like the water exploding out in the distance, and if you can't reach it out there, you're not going to catch a single fish. So that was kind of the big thing about the three-way rig, and that's just kind of one thing I've grown up using my whole life, and it's still with me today. So.
What? So what's your go-to setup for the three way?
So it depends. If I'm fishing white bass on Winnebago, like the actual main lake, I'll definitely throw a rooster tail at the end of a three-way rig there. But if I'm like in the river system or something chasing walleyes or white bass, definitely gonna be a fly at the end.
That's cool. Do you ever do or tip it? Do anything crazy with it, tipping wise, or add things to it?
Oh, actually, it's one thing we always did. When we had those slower days and we would catch like a handful of white bass, we would actually like fillet the skin off of white bass that we caught and like keep the skin on there and then hook it onto the rooster tail, and the bait would never come off, but it gave off that nice scent too as well. And some days it made a big difference,
I
just
bet
that right
that's
exchange.
right. And that skin is so tough; it would never,
Yeah,
you get hit on there all day long with that thing.
yeah, yep, exactly.
It's funny because I see so many people, so many different versions and varieties of three ways or pulling
Yeah,
flies of with bait on it, without bait on it, with plastics on it.
you know.
It's crazy the amount of such a simple basic thing can be turned into 100 different variations in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I know. Like the Menominee River, it's pretty big there. Up north there, they throw a three-way rig with a like a floating Rapala at the end, which is very different. But it works because it's a
Right?
little bit deeper out there. Yeah,
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of dudes go into the Dubuque rig or whatever instead of having the sinker on the bottom, putting like a 3/4 ounce or half
yeah,
ounce jig on the bottom now. And I'm like,
yeah, using
man, this
plastic.
thing's evolving right in front of us.
It's nice little option. Get your lure out there in those windy days. That's a big difference.
That does help too. Yeah, you don't have to worry about all the. It makes it easier to fish, more fishability. I think it's easier for
Yeah,
young kids too to fish too.
yeah,
Trying to get a kid to cast a jig in a plastic is tough, but casting
yeah.
that it seems like a little easier for them.
Honestly, like just casting that rooster tail, all you had to do was just reel, cast it out there and reel and fish a bite. So yeah.
That's awesome. Very, very versatile. And you catch a lot of other fish on it too. It's not like you're just catching white bass. I mean,
Oh
you'll get
yeah.
walleyes up
White
there.
bass, walleyes, sheephead, catfish every once in a while too. So you get a variety for sure.
So you fished down there as you got older. When did you ever start, or when did you start fishing Green Bay, or when did you first get access to a boat?
So it took me a little while. So actually, during high school, I'm a broke little kid. I ain't got money for a boat or anything like that. So, I graduated high school, and that's actually when I went to Milwaukee for UWM over there, and that's kind of when I started falling in love with salmon fishing. Actually,
Dude,
I
you're
think
born there.
yeah, I mean, I think Milwaukee definitely has one of the best trout and salmon fishing in the world. If you've never fished it, it's a go-to bucket list place for sure. And it was so nice, I live right off campus, and I was like 2 blocks away from the river, and I could bring my fly rod down there and cast for some salmon or trout. And then, if I was really ambitious, I would go out to the lake and jig for them. And that's kind of where I fell in love with ice fishing as well. I was so addicted to salmon and trout fishing that I was like, man, I see all these guys out at the harbor right now and they're drilling holes. And during winter I usually didn't do anything, and I see all these guys fishing out there. I'm like, I'm gonna have to give it a try. And having that college schedule, have like a random Tuesday off, and I'll go down the harbor and it's just me. But one thing that's funny, and it started kind of funny because that's when I first bought all my ice fishing gear, and I remember I didn't have a car, and I just used my girlfriend, now wife's Monte Carlo, and I stuck one of those huge suitcase style old school like
Oh,
ice shanty pop-ups. I
yep.
would throw that in the back for trunk of a tarp and a 10-inch leaky Eskimo ice auger, and she wasn't very happy, but I got out anyway. So
That's funny.
yeah, but pretty much that's where I started falling with ice fishing as well. So
That's a,
um,
that's an odd one, really, for people, in Wisconsin to start salmon fishing of all the places they start fishing. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, I mean, I that's what I always tell everybody. There's a couple things that I miss about Milwaukee. It's my friends, family down there, and the food and the fishing. Man, the fishing is it's world class down there. It's just not the same up here when you hit in the river system.
Right? Yeah, I mean, and you are my son went down to UWM, so you are right on the water. There is no,
Yeah.
you don't got to worry about traffic or you're
Nope.
right there all the time. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. If you're on campus, it takes you like there's like 3 blocks to get to the river. It's
And the
it's so
and the
nice.
best part is on the way there, it's downhill. You don't
Yeah,
have to,
yeah, yeah, yeah. The way up kind of sucks, but
right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah. Anyways, from there, um, eventually I graduated from college there, worked in Milwaukee for a while, and that's when I moved back to Green Bay, and that's when I started to really get into walleye fishing. I had a little bit more money, I had a little bit more time, and that's when I bought my first boat. an old 16-foot tracker, and that was my beater boat, my learning experience boat, and I love that boat still to the day. And yeah, that's when my love for fishing for walleyes really started because if you live in Green Bay, chances are you're gonna fall in love with walleye fishing.
Right. Do you still have that boat?
I actually sold it to a friend. He sold it last year, so it's gone now.
Oh, that
Yeah,
sucks. It's funny because when I talk to people, even myself, my first boat, I wish I didn't sell it for much. I wish I'd give anything to have that boat back because
I
your
know.
first boat and the things you did with it, and like I just remember certain areas where I go up the Wolf River with this little boat I had, and I'm like, I would never take my boat up there now, but I would take the bigger boat there.
Yeah, well, it's nice having those beater boats. You're not scared of anything, like, okay, whatever, And
Right? Like you
you have
run
like
into
some of the
things.
best memories on those boats too.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So then you upgrade into a bigger boat.
Yep.
So, what was the hardest part of learning owning a boat? What was the hardest thing? Back in boat control. I mean, you didn't grow up with a boat, so it was all new to you. I would assume.
I mean, so obviously it's the backing up was very nerve-wracking. If you ever gone to the Fox River peak walleye season and it's
Right?
like your first or second time backing up a boat, oh man, that was pretty scary. But after doing it for so many years now, I don't even think about it anymore.
Right?
But yeah.
Yeah, I always tell people that they should, if they don't fish a lot, you should take them practice in a parking lot, at least once or
Oh yeah.
twice. It's because
Yeah.
it's funny to me. We start the year off, and the most we'll be around other people is when we're not as ready to go for back in the boats, and most people haven't backed stuff for a while, and all of a sudden, hey, we're gonna jump in a boat and put 1,000 of us in a little box and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hear you. My brother's been fishing me for like so many years now for the boat, and like he still cannot back up a trailer or a boat. And I'm like, come on, we could get in and out of the water so much faster if you could just back up
Right.
a trailer.
Right. It's
Yeah.
it's funny when you see. I love when I get to landings and I see guys that show up.
Oh,
Like I think you have to do like one or two things. You either have to be the guy that can run your boat and get it on and off the trailer without messing things up, and the owner trusts you. Or the worst is when you see the guy drive back down and his buddies get off, have to stand and wait because he doesn't A, trust him to take the boat off, or B, trust him to back down. You're like, oh man, he's got no trust
yeah.
in any of you.
It's always fun to watch, though. I can't complain about it.
I'm surprised that we haven't seen. They got like the Haul Over Inlet and all those crazy places down in Florida where they do all the videos and launches. I'm waiting for somebody to do
Yeah.
one up here someplace. I
Well,
feel
I
like
don't know if you saw it, but I got one video from the Swamp Donkey tournament. Someone dropped their boat, so
dude,
you'll have to watch. It's coming
I
soon, so.
I saw the part of that, and the funny part is I launched right before them, and so I get in the boat, and I put the guys in the water, in the boat, whatever. I come down, jump in the boat. He's like, "Dude, you would not believe what just happened here." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, some dude just dropped his boat in the land. I go, "No way!" So they're all telling me about this stuff, and then I see your teaser, and I'm like, "Oh, you got video of it. This is gonna be fabulous."
It's kind of funny to watch. Just wait till you see it, because us fishermen are freaking awesome. Like he and his buddies are like backing up, and the boat's on the cement now, and like his buddies are just standing there watching while like this random fisherman just comes over and like, hey, I got you. Let's do this. Put his back on the trailer. I'm like, his friends are just standing there watching. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Right? And the funny part is like you have to keep filming. Your job
Yeah.
is to film is to put a
Well,
video
actually,
together. That's a big part of it.
that was like it was right before I got there because I got there right away and then I set my GoPro and I was like, oh, I'm gonna run a time lapse. And
Oh,
luckily I caught that. I was like, oh my God, I was just a
that's
few minutes late too on the camera.
that's
Yeah, but,
awesome.
but
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's a roller trailer thing, man. You gotta be careful of those roller trailers. They
honestly, he backed up too far and just wait till you hear the commentary. It's just so gold, so golden. It's just so perfect because it sounds like they're having a horrible day already. They're like, how can anything get worse? And he just gets in the car and the boat falls out of the trailer.
oh,
Oh,
that's great. I'm just glad
yeah.
that somebody got that. So, what made you get into YouTubing and making videos? I assume you started on
Honestly,
YouTube first.
yeah. So for YouTube, and honestly, when I first started, I just you always have those like crazy fishing adventures and stuff like that. I'm like, dang, I wish I would have recorded that. I wish I would have, have some sort of documentation of that just so I can go relive those memories. And from there, just kind of start building from there. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna go film my fishing stuff. Maybe something crazy will happen, and it'll be cool to have. And honestly, nowadays it's even more valuable to me because I got my wife and kids, and they're all starting fishing stuff, and I get to record them, and it's just awesome. It's a good chance to like capture the moment and be able to go back and relive it. So that's
Right.
that's kind of why I fell in love with it. But
Right. And it's
yeah,
always out there too. That's the cool part. It's there.
still,
Even if you stop making them, it's still the channel's still there, and you can still
still.
jump on and watch them. Um, what made you to start? You started doing stuff for other people too as well. Um, like the Boys for Tomorrow. I saw you did some stuff for them a couple times. Is it just something you just like documenting the film and fishing, or is it kind of the same kind of thing for you?
Honestly, it was kind of, it was an opportunity, and I just kind of wung it, and you know, I did it, and I just kind of fell in love with it as well. It was kind of nice seeing different perspectives of like the fishing industry that I love. So I love Walleyes from I love what they're doing. I love that they're not very political. They're more of restored habitat, and that's just something I love. I'm a person who just freaking hates politics. I don't even want to talk about it. So I love that they're like that. It's more about making a better environment, and that's something cool that I thought was kind of cool. So that's kind of why I jumped on that boat.
That's awesome. Yeah, they do a lot of good things. A lot of people don't realize how much good those organizations all over the place. If it's there, or Shawano, or
Yeah,
all the other ones. I don't think they have
and
12 chapters or something like that.
yeah, they got quite a few now, and it's honestly all volunteers, all anglers, just like us. I mean, the other reason why I've been pushing it so much too, I go and see all the guys from Walleyes tomorrow. They're kind of older, and it's
Hmm.
kind of sad not to see the younger generation helping out more. And that's kind of why a big thing I keep pushing that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, we definitely need the next group to come on and
Hmm.
start involved and helping push things forward.
Yeah.
Um, what's your most famous or your favorite moment you've had on that you filmed so far?
Honestly, the either the probably the trips fishing with my friends on the ice and stuff like that, or just like the family little cabin trips. My little girl likes watching herself all the time, so those videos are probably personally my favorite and the ones I actually go back and watch. Um, it's it's actually kind of sad. One of the fishing videos and hunting videos. I have a bunch of friends in there, and one of our friends actually just passed away recently, and it's kind of sad to go back and see those, but it's kind of cool too to relive it. So
Right? Yeah, it's awesome you have it. Uh,
yeah,
what I like is that you seem like you have not no filter, but you kind of just put everything out there. Like
yeah.
you guys did a video. I don't really remember what it was about. Basically, you went ice fishing, and every fish you caught, you got a beer, a shotgun, I believe.
Yeah, we
I'm
like to
like,
have a good time when we're out there.
I'm like, hell yeah, this is my kind of group, man. This is, yeah, because a lot of people want show. I mean, you're literally trying to show what you know. I feel like a lot of people when they make videos, they kind of want to be, you know, well, the cool people and act like not what they are, right? They're kind of put on
Yeah,
a
try to
persona.
be
Well, I
more
feel like
professional and not yourself.
yeah, yeah, you are being yourself. Your group is being yourself, and that's what I like. Because some people you watch your videos, you're like, oh man, he's gonna act like every other video and do the same things. And then you come across your stuff, and I'm like, well, they're just having fun and they're filming and they're making me laugh as I'm sitting at home thinking to myself, why aren't you out fishing? That's what I love about what you're putting out there.
Yeah, honestly, those are definitely my favorite videos with me and my buddies ice fishing. It's just like I said, whenever we go ice fishing together, it's just like a good time. And we always say catching a fish is just a bonus, and we just have so much fun out there, especially ice fishing.
Yeah, ice fishing's like the great equalizer. I feel like everybody can get out. You don't really need much. I mean, you need a little bit, but not much. You always have a friend. You always worst case scenario you can walk.
Yeah,
It's an easy way for everybody to get out and kind of even playing field almost.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you have so many friends and you can only fit so many people on your boat too, and
Right.
it's just not as fun. When you got like a group of like 20 guys ice fishing, it's a blast.
It is definitely it's a blast. So you had a quite an interesting video of the winter. Kind of tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so last year it was last ice, my brother and I were chasing walleyes and whitefish. It was literally the last day because that whole rest of the week was gonna be like 60 degrees, and we're like, ice is gonna be gone. This is our last chance. We're gonna try to catch a big one. But yeah, we go out there. We actually went out there the evening before, and we saw the truck there before we got there, that green Tundra, and then we're like, okay, this guy's hardcore. We left, he was still there, and then we like decided, hey, we're gonna be at the launch at least an hour before first light, just so we can be all set up. And we get there, and this guy's already there. I'm like, damn, this guy's hardcore. He fished all day, all night, or something. I don't know what's going on with him. But, anyways, first light comes around, and this crazy guy just starts walking towards us, and he comes behind me. I do a little small talk. Hey, how's it going? Catch anything? I see you've been out here for like 2 days, you catch any big ones? And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he starts pointing at my live scope. He's like, what is that thing? And he's like, and I was like, oh, it's a live scope. And then he walks away a little bit. He's like, that freaking thing is messing with all my fishing over here. And you can see in the camera background, he's like 100+ yards away from me. And I'm like, he just starts cussing me out, and I cuss back a little bit. But the whole time just laughing because I can't believe it. I'm like, is this guy for real?
Right.
But
And that's kind of how
yeah,
I felt watching. I'm like, almost like you knew, like at first, almost like you knew the guy, and like it was just a fun, playful exchange. And all of a sudden, like there's a moment where you can see your face, like, oh, this guy's got something going on.
yeah, I know it's something was definitely going on. It, I definitely thought he was just kidding at first, and I was laughing at him the whole time, which probably pissed him off even more. Um, but yeah, yeah, he goes walking back, starts yelling at me, and the craziest thing, he walks halfway back to his shanty, does a 90-degree turns and walks another 100 yards to the other group right next to him, way out there with us. I mean, there's only three groups out there, and I can hear him yelling at them, and there's like a lady over there being like, "Just get the heck out of here," And then he walks back cussing at us, and at that point I'm like, man, he's literally ruining everybody that walks out here today.
Yep.
And I think I missed capturing this too. Somebody walks out here out to the ice, and they come just checking the ice, and he walks straight to him and starts yelling at them too. So I was like, man, he just gonna ruin everybody's day. I might as well do something and try to make everybody else's day better. So, and I was like, hey man, I never tried. I always see, people filing harassment stuff, fishing all the time. And I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. Let's test the system. Let's see what they can do. And honestly, at the end of the day, nothing really happened. It was just they gave him a warning. The cops didn't really do anything, and it is what it is. But it's kind of funny because I told my friend that day too because he came out after us and like, hey, avoid that guy. He's crazy. He's crazy. And then like he fishes the next couple of days and he's like, yeah, I was fishing out there and one of the neighbors was walking down the shoreline and it fell through the ice. And he's like, okay, whatever. And then the next day he goes back out. He's like, yeah, so I went back on the ice. And that guy, that crazy guy you're talking about? He came up to talk to me and he's like, and my buddy's like, hey, avoid that spot over there. Someone just fell through there yesterday. And the crazy like guy's like, no, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. And he walked straight to where that guy fell through the ice. And my buddy's like just standing there. He's like, I'm not gonna help you. I literally just told you not to walk over there. But it wasn't that deep. He got out, and I just wish my buddy got footage of that.
Wow.
But yeah, in the end, the warden just gave him a warning. They called me like, just avoid him. There's definitely something not right with his head. So it is what it is. It doesn't make me mad at all. The only thing that made me the most mad was that when I was talking to the cops, I switched my freaking camera to time lapse, so I missed the whole audio of him and my brother going at it. I'm so mad about that. That's the only thing I'm mad about. Yeah.
That's funny. Have you ever seen any of that? Like any been a part of any of that harassment and that stuff before?
Oh, that was like I didn't. That was like one of the things like I never thought would have ever happened to me, and it did, you know. So,
right? I mean, I've been yelled at off the shore from people yelling at me fishing by docks and stuff like that.
oh
But
yeah,
they're,
that's cool.
that's just a normal. They don't understand fishing, and you kind of move on. I've never had anybody like berate me like that, though. That's pretty crazy.
Honestly, like I like to say, he's pretty freaking lucky he ran into me instead of someone else. Let's
Uh,
just say that,
That's
you
true. I
know.
mean, you, yeah. There's a lot of people that won't put up with shit, especially up there.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll their own revenge, kind of in a way. And you gotta.
Yeah, it's funny just seeing all the comments and people are like, "Damn, how did you not not do anything to him?" I would have he would have been under the ice or something. People were just the people are funny out there online.
Right? Oh God, they are so much fun. Getting like some people always tell me like don't go in the comments, don't go in the comments. I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of my favorite place to be. Even if it's
Oh yeah,
something I do something stupid, I don't mind laughing at
there's
myself.
always trolls for
Yeah.
sure, you know, but there's always some gold in there too. You know, some I think the funniest comment was like someone said that dude definitely likes the bowl from the bottom or something like that. I'm like, oh damn, got
Yeah, I
him.
mean,
But,
we always and fishermen stick up for each other too. They you want
oh
who
yeah,
everybody will
yeah,
come to your defense right away and just start dogging on somebody else. It's kind of awesome.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So has there ever been a video that you wanted to make that you just can't make, or you tried to make, or just can't want able to get it done?
Um, I mean, I'm just kind of just floating around now. You know, I had my kid last year, so I've been a little busy, but this year definitely gonna be starting pushing some more other stuff. I know there's a few projects of walleyes for tomorrow that's coming around, so definitely something with that coming around, and I'm maybe potentially doing something for the National Walleye Tour. Maybe when they come to O'Connell, I might go do
Oh,
something over
cool.
there. Yeah.
So do you? I guess I should have asked this first. Do you just go out fishing and plan to film every time, or do you just pick times where you're filming?
Honestly, I just pretty much every time I go fishing, I just let the camera roll just in case something crazy happens or I have a crazy good day, you know. It's not too difficult. I just press play and go, you know. But those are sometimes the more boring videos out there. So yeah,
So I haven't seen. Have you ever put a video out with no fish caught?
probably not.
Nothing crazy happened. So I've been noticing like there's guys that will put the people that will put videos up with like nothing crazy happens. They just don't catch fish. And I'm like, the production is great. All the video shots are great, but I'm like, I don't know if I could put a video out with just no fish being caught. It's kind of.
Yeah,
Are you tired of the same old plastic patterns and colors? Well, check out lurelipstick.com. You will find the best hand painted infused plastics on the market. And the best part, they're made right here in Michigan. New for this year, the Pro Swimmer and Jerk Shad model to go along with the world famous Split Tail series. Lure Lipstick also has a wide variety of attractants in wax and liquids. And remember, they're the home of the famous perch jelly. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, Lure Lipstick. Get hit on. Seems
exactly.
not that it's a bad thing. I mean, if something happens, you want to talk about things. I get that. But if you're go for a day fishing, like I've had those days where I'm like, I'm gonna make something today, and then I go out there and nothing happens. Nothing funny
Hmm.
happens. It's just a miserable, terrible. Of course, if a miserable, terrible day, I would probably put that out there. But like, it's just a normal day and you don't catch fish.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of videos that I record where nothing freaking happens. I don't catch fish, or I catch like two sheep heads, and nobody wants to see that.
Right? I'm still waiting for somebody to become like Mr. Sheephead. Like
Dude,
somebody to just like literally take it on and do a whole channel about it, talk about how to catch them. Because I mean, Winnebago would be the greatest place to film that.
yeah. Honestly, I've been thinking about it too. I've been like, man, I gotta do like a sheephead episode, a straight up sheephead
Right?
episode. Because I don't know if you ever targeted sheepheads on the Fox during their spawn. Oh my God, they're sheephead, but damn, they're huge and they're fun. That's all I gotta say.
Dude,
And
they are
there's a lot of them.
right. It's funny they have that sheephead tournament in Oshkosh, yeah, and the weights they bring on these fish. Like if you don't have like a 7 pound average, you're not gonna get in
Hmm.
the top. I mean, just massive fish, and some of these fish they catch is pretty crazy. I mean, just on
Yeah.
Winnebago, if you're out trolling or whatever in the summertime, you get in some of these areas where they load up in there and you catch these huge 26, 27. 30-inch sheep head is nuts.
Mm, yeah, honestly, I think my PB is like a 31 incher in the Fox, and I'm like, when I pulled that thing up, I was like, damn, did I just break the record? But I want to go look at the record. It's like 50 pounds or something
Yeah, it's
crazy,
crazy. Yeah, I think the biggest
like a
one I caught
crazy number.
was
Yeah,
17 pounds, and I thought I was the king too. And then my dad's like, "Oh no, it's like 27 pounds." Like
yeah,
27
yeah.
pounds.
I'm like, oh my god, that thing must have been giant, you know. But
I couldn't imagine. And then I went to bang the stones out because I thought they'd be bigger stones, and they were like just normal stones. I was kind of impressed. I should have mounted it or something. That'd have been cool.
yeah, oh well, yeah.
So what's your favorite fish to fish for? What do you want to target? Is it walleyes all the time, or is it what's biting? Is there a certain thing that if you could do every day, all day, what would it be?
Honestly, I like to change it up. I like to be an all around fisherman, but if I had to choose one, it's definitely gonna be walleye, just because I like to eat them, and it's just so crazy how freaking big they get. You know, when you see those 30 inches, it just changes your whole perspective on fish. But when it comes down to it, it's definitely seasonal for me. You know, I'm always chasing what's biting. You know, like winter. You know, I'm chasing whitefish, walleyes through the ice, panfish usually. You know, spring comes around, it's definitely walleyes, white bass, smallies if I can get out there. And then once we hit summer months, it's salmon. Usually just all salmon if I can, but definitely some random lakes here and there, panfishing or bluegill as well over summer usually. But salmon is I can't wait because I missed out like the whole year last year with having my kid last year, so I can't wait to get back out there and I just love eating salmon. So, but and then it goes to fall, and fall is when I know I should probably be fishing more, but I don't just because I got a dog that I train all year round, and once fall comes around, we're just hunting, and that's
Right,
that's all we do.
right. Fall is such a underutilized fishing time. I think as I've gotten older in my age, I do less and less stuff, and my dog's getting older, so he's done hunting, and I really don't do. I do a little bit of bow hunting in the fall now, but um, I try to get most of my time on the boat, and it's nice because no one's really around. You kind of do
Yeah,
what you want, and fish are generally biting everywhere. I mean, you go to the same.
yeah.
I find
Fishing
if
is great during the fall for sure. Yeah.
right, I go to the same exact reef in Oshkosh and catch fish all day, every day, basically. It just also makes it kind of not unfair, but kind of like makes it kind of easy too at some point. So just kind of just go out and bang on some fish.
But it's kind of nice. You go out there, there's like no boats out there,
Right? The only
compared
boats
to spring.
it's weird. The
Yeah.
last year I was out and I found this new spot I was fishing, and this one boat would always be like just sitting by me. Never get too close. Always be like 50 yards away, but he never fished. And I'm like, I couldn't figure out what he was doing. I couldn't figure out what he was doing. I'm like, wait, this is weird. And all of a sudden I heard some shots behind me, and I'm like, oh, a duck hunter's on the lake. It was his tender boat, and I couldn't figure out why this dude was just sitting there the whole time. Like, why isn't he fishing? I don't understand why this guy's not fishing. Why is he just staring at me? But yeah, he was a tender for us, them dudes duck hunting, and you can't fish while you hunt. So I'm like,
Oh, I see, I see.
that's
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I was like, I just made no sense. He just sat there the whole time. And I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. It was
I
the
would have been
weirdest,
fishing too if I was a tenderbolt.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so you are outdoorsman as well. So what's your favorite thing to chase in the outdoors?
Waterfowl. Yeah. Yeah. If I could choose one thing all day, every day, I would be duck hunting with my dog.
Duck hunting.
Yeah. Even though I used to love deer hunting, but ever since I had the kids, it's just so much work, and you just waste so much time. I feel like, and it's a nice reward, but it's tough. It's tough. You
Right?
got to put a lot of work in.
I kind of feel like duck hunting's that way too, though.
It is, but the thing is, like, it's more relaxed. Is my opinion on it. You sit in the tree stand, you can't do nothing. You go duck hunting, you can have as much fun as you want, and when the
That's
duck comes, that's when you got shut up.
that's true. That's a good way to put it. That way, yeah, you get and it's more of a group duck hunt, more of a group thing. It's tough to go duck hunting by yourself. I mean, you can do it, but it's a lot easier and more relaxing if you have a couple guys with you or a guy with you, and that makes life a little easier.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. I mean, like you go by yourself, you shoot six ducks, and your day's over. You got a couple people. You can at least run the dog a little bit more or something like that.
Right. So do you what You trained your own dog. What'd you like about that?
Honestly, like, it's a great relationship building with your dog. I mean, I love it. I've always loved dogs my whole life, and just being able to like train somebody, some dog to go and hunt with you, it's just another high that I love. It's nothing compared. It's like almost taking your kids out. It's the closest thing to that.
All right.
Um, and honestly, it's the dog just works so hard all year round. I owe it to him. Take him hunting as every opportunity I can. So
Right. Yeah, it's good to look at. I mean, it's pretty fun when you spend all that time with something, and it's difficult every night and over and over again, and then, but when it pays off in the fall, it's like, oh man, this is. I mean, it's the great. We all start off having to go chase our own ducks down and stuff, and wait
yeah,
out to get them when you drop them and stuff, and try to figure where they are, or try to kick pheasants up or whatever. But man, when you have that dog and you guys are, they don't always perfect, but when everything's clicking and you're getting
yeah.
along good with them, and you're not having fights with them, it's awesome.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Like nowadays, if I go hunting without, or my dog can't go hunting, I don't really want to go anymore.
Right?
So it's not the same.
Right. Even the fights are even the when you're arguing with the dog is kind of you look back. It's always funny when he has his idea of things and you have your idea of things. So is he? It's the one that's in the boat with you normally.
Yep, yep.
Awesome. I've wanted to have a boat dog. My last dog doesn't like the water or doesn't like being on the boat. I mean
Oh,
he'll be on like a duck boat, but like the boat kind of I don't know if it weirds him out or what. The big boat he doesn't like. He likes small boat. So I've always wanted just a dog boat, a dog boat,
mm,
a
a boat
boat
dog.
dog, boat dog. Because they're so. I mean, especially yours just like we'll just take a nap, and then like as soon as it hears, I don't know if it's the movement of you or the little noise from the drag, and all of a sudden his head just pops up every time, like, hey, what's going on?
Oh yeah. You watch my video. I got like some hardcore hook set, so he knows when I set the hook. He's like, "Oh, game on," or he hears the drag. He's like, "Okay, okay, he's got something on."
I love that because he's always. I watched. I don't know what I was watching. I did before I interview everybody, I do like I just straight smash through as many as possible to try to
Yeah.
learn a little more about you. And I think I was watching the white bass one from last year, and he was
Mhm.
every single fish you
Yeah.
caught, he was up on the deck, watched everything of it. But then, as soon as you like cut to the next that you're setting the hook, he was always sleeping, just chilling out, and all of a
Yep.
sudden it was all. I mean, for him, that's got to be just as much fun. I
Oh
guess,
yeah.
yeah, is that too?
He
It's the
he
reward.
loves being on the boat. He loves it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Did you have to do anything crazy with him on that boat? Did you ever have any? I know everybody says when they first take their dog on the boat, it's hard keeping them in the boat. Did you have any issues with that, or did everything kind of work out well for you?
I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, like I started him on the boat like super young. He was probably like 8 to 9 months old, and he was already on the duck boat like almost every other day. So he got used to it real freaking quick. So yeah.
That's awesome. So
Hmm.
you're also doing. I saw your a teaser for the Swamp Donkey video. How's
Yep.
that coming together for you?
There's a lot of footage to go through, but honestly, I kind of went into the tournament not really having a good idea of what I wanted to do with the video. Um, but after firsthand experience it and meeting all these people, meeting you guys, and it was honestly super amazing. That's probably one of the more fun things I've done, and outside of fishing and hunting, I've got to meet all you guys, and it's crazy how many hardcore anglers there are. I'm like, man, I didn't know you guys are all this serious because I look at the top 10 and stuff, and like, they've been in there a couple of times. They fish a lot.
Right?
But honestly, it was a great experience, and it's such a fun tournament just because it's so more relaxed, and honestly, anybody can freaking win that thing. Anyone.
For
It's
sure.
it's
Yeah.
just whoever gets the right pot of fish, you're gonna win.
Yeah, and I love that it keeps it to just the river, because sometimes once the river opens up, it's a whole different world for a lot of people, and it kind of cuts a lot of
Yeah.
people out of the play, and it keeps a
Hmm.
normal person in the play. Have you ever fished it before?
No, I never fished the
Oh,
tournament. I've always talked about it every single year. I talked about it, and then end of the day, I'm like, oh damn, we're too late.
right?
You know.
What I love is that I tell people it's kind of like if you don't like the tournament's fun, but just like the atmosphere being there around all those guys, it's almost
Yeah.
like when they say like the Super Bowl week or whatever, and they have all these parties with all the people revolved in football show up and hang out. That's kind of what that tournament is. Everybody is a hardcore fisherman or just a random, just people that fish a lot in the Green Bay, Fox Valley area. Everybody kind of gets together for a couple days and you kind of just reconnect, get ready for the new year. I always think that even if I can't fish it, I still gonna show up the night before, have some drinks, show up during the final, the weigh in, all that kind of fun stuff, just to hang out because it's a great bunch of guys up there. It really is.
Like yeah, everybody's definitely like I said, I had a freaking blast and I didn't even fish, you know. And honestly, like the fishing was so tough for everybody, you know, and everybody was still having so much fun, you know. It's
Right.
crazy. I think everybody was just happy it wasn't raining or snowing too, so
That's pretty much it. Just don't give it as long as that doesn't happen. One of those happen, and the wind was fairly calm. Everybody's pretty happy with it. That's kind of crazy. You don't need none of them need too much more than that. Just don't rain, don't snow on us. We're happy.
and honestly, I think it's such a good tournament because it's probably one of the first tournaments for everybody, you know, and you kind of get to go test waters, you know, kind of get into that tournament mode, but also it's so relaxed, you know,
Yeah,
and everybody's having fun.
and generally, I mean, the fishing generally is pretty good. Yeah, some years there's tough, but generally everybody's catching fish. It's not like, you're fishing against NWT guys out of Volcano, and
Yeah,
as a local guy, you may have a spot, you may not, or whatever. But it's almost a pretty fair of what happened, or
yeah,
fair playing field, I guess. It's not
yeah.
live scope doesn't play a really big toll. It can. I mean, everybody's using them, but it's not like that's the reason why they're beating you. It's because I pretty much can imagine mostly everybody had fish around them all day long, right? I mean, it's Green Bay in the spring; they're everywhere, right? So you just got to find the fish that are active and are gonna fill your card for you,
And honestly, you just gotta get lucky. You know, your jig hit them right in the head, you're gonna freaking catch that fish. You know,
right?
with that water so dirty, they can't even see like 5 inches in front of them. You hit them right in the face, they're probably gonna eat
Right.
it too.
For sure, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So on going with the YouTube when you're filming for these people, do you get nervous at all? Like when you're walking into the bar when they want you to come film and stuff, does that bother you? Just
Honestly,
grab the
like this
camera?
year, going in there, I was definitely a little nervous just because I had no idea what to expect. I was just going in there, and I was like, I'm just gonna get as many shots as I possibly can and just make something with it. But you know, after the whole tournament all said and done, I met a lot of great people and started building more relationships with other people, and it was a great time. And honestly, I can't wait till next year. I got bigger plans for next year, and hopefully, Rob could be on the boat a little longer. Maybe we'll have a party boat next year and
There
just
you go.
drive around talking trash to other people. That might be kind of fun too. So,
That would be fun. That would be fun. I always thought you should flip the. Well, I don't know if that would work or not. If you flip the where everybody's at on again, but then again, cutting off at 10:30 is kind of cool too. Where you kind of
yeah,
get an
build
idea.
suspense at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise, people gonna get bummed out and having a great day and just bail out and leave. I mean, I think
yeah,
it's
they might
cool that
not fish
people.
so hard anymore,
Right. I
Yeah,
find it funny that people just it's so relaxed that people just take a break and go get something to eat.
yep.
Like, hell yeah. The only thing I miss is they used to have a brat boat, and that's not around anymore. But
Yeah, I was thinking, man, I might have a beer and brat boat next year.
that'd be pretty cool. So
Yeah.
what's coming up? What are we looking for this summer? What do you have big plan? Have any big plans of stuff you want to do or?
So actually, I'll probably at the end of the week, I'm probably gonna be trying to get on a DNR boat this week to do the
Nice.
electroshocking on the Fox. So you guys might see some content on that. Other than that, I got the Swamp Donkey video coming out. I got, let's see, there might be a couple projects of walleyes for tomorrow. I think I might make a run down to Long Lake down there and check out their hatchery as well. But I do know they have been talking about a couple projects in Green Bay at Joliet Park or the Cat Islands there. So something's brewing there. But also I might be doing something for some guys on the tour, possibly. I'm not 100% sure yet. Um, and hopefully, it kind of goes from there. looking for other opportunities. There's definitely like some products and that's been sent to me that I'll be pushing out some content about that stuff. But honestly, I'm looking forward to actually going fishing for once. You know, it's been such a dumb walleye season this year. Like
Right?
it's you missed that first window when the water is clear. Now it's just so dirty everywhere and
Yeah.
cold. And I drove over Leo Frio Bridge and looked at the bay yesterday, and it's crazy how much ice is still out there. Like north of Point Sable is like all ice. I'm like, what the heck? It's middle of April. There's still so much ice out there, and I've been a little bit of a chicken to go out in the bay too. I know all the fish are out there, but I know there's a lot of chunks of ice still floating around. So,
Right. That
um,
yeah, a chunk of ice will mess up a boat real quick.
yeah, especially walleye fishing in the dark.
Right?
Yeah, you
Trying to
know,
get into them, yeah, and that's the worst. You always worry about that. Last after a swamp donkey, the next day I decided to go. We wanted to go fish the wolf, and instead of driving from Oshkosh all the way to Chico's, it's faster for me just to put in a Winneconne and drive to the Rat, right?
yeah,
And we need to drive over that. I come around the corner out of Winneconne, and I'm like, God, what's all this white stuff everywhere? And I'm like, there's no way to sell pelicans. And sure enough, a whole chunk of ice blew right in the mouth. And I'm like, oh, what's the chances? So
you
I
know,
mess around trying to find fish other ways, but I'm like, you get to a point where you're like going through this big ice field, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't really want to. I could make my way in there, but what if I can't make my way out of there? It makes it kind of you kind
you
of roll
know,
the dice sometimes, especially those guys in the bay that decide to get out, and all of a sudden the wind changes. I'm like, man,
yeah.
that would
You got.
I'd be pucker factor be a lot,
I wouldn't want to leave my boat out on the bay by itself, get
right?
stranded out there. But yeah, it's crazy this year. I mean, like I'm thinking this walleye season's gonna happen in like a week, and all the fish are gonna be gone. We're gonna get like 1 week of 60s. They're gonna spawn and be gone instantly.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
It's been a crazy year.
yeah, we got that. I think the next week is looking like there's some mid to upper 60s, and it's so weird. We were on the water so fast, but yet there's ice
Yeah,
still hanging around places. It's like, but we haven't really had that full week warm up. It's like a day of 70, and then it's down to 30 at
you know,
nights. Yeah, awesome.
should
So
be good real soon here. So
I
yeah,
hope so. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, it sucks because all Green Bay was just dirty. Now everything's dirty. The Wolf's dirty.
everything
The
is
Fox
over
dirty.
here.
Everything is muddy. It's like whoa. We went from at least they were catching some fish up by the Wolf River and it was somewhat clear. Now I'm watching the Wolf River camera yesterday and it was like looking at chocolate milk. I couldn't really see much.
And that's the thing too. The wolf is usually clearer, and
Right.
when the wolf is dirty, that means the fox is completely horrible.
Right. That's the worst.
You know,
All right. Well, I'm gonna get you out of here on one last question. If you only can go fishing one more time, what you fishing for and who you taking and where you going?
mm, honestly, it would probably be super simple. I would definitely go to High Cliff, have a day with my dad and my brothers. I mean, it's my dad's getting up there in age these days, and it's been harder for him to get out. He is the worst person on the boat because he gets super motion sickness. So
Oh,
that's kind of why my whole life growing up was fishing from shore. It just didn't work out for my dad, and we made the best of it. And honestly, just fishing with my dad and my brothers is probably the best memories of fishing for me. So
awesome. That's a
yeah,
good one, man. That's pretty much everybody's go-to because I mean, how you grow up fishing, man. They teach us they taught us the way, right? And we just keep kind of going a little farther with it and hope we bring them back
you
in with
know,
us.
like, yeah,
Awesome.
for sure.
Well, thanks for being on. It was awesome catching up with you and learning a little more about you. If you're looking to be on an episode of Walleye Chronicles, hit me up on my socials at Smile and Fish on TikTok or Matt Snell on Facebook and Instagram. Remember to like and share all my stuff and like and share all of She's stuff as well because he's making great content. Follow him for awesome stuff and that soon to be awesome Swamp Donkey video coming out. So
Thank you.
thanks a lot and have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
And that concludes another episode of Walleye Chronicles. Hey, if you can do me one favor, wherever you're listening, can you hit that like and subscribe button? It actually really does help in the long run. And if you know somebody or want to be on an episode of Walleye Chronicles, hit me up on my socials at Matt Snell on Facebook or on Instagram or Smile and Fish on the TikTok. And keep your eye out. Early 2026 merch. It's coming, everybody. So thanks a lot again for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.